Do you love Earth's abundant wildlife such as polar bears and penguins? These Arctic animals and many others across the world are at risk of dying off and becoming extinct due to the changing and warming environment, and the threat to humans is rising as well. In the publication Climate Change Evidence, How Do We Know, written by NASA on February 23, 2017, it states that there has been three examples of global warming on Earth in the last 400,000 years. Each was due to high amounts of atmospheric carbon dioxide. The fourth one is the current one we are in now, and is a record breaker compared to the other three, and shows no signs of stopping. Global warming is an ever-growing human-caused problem that threatens the health of the Earth and all of life that exists. This speech will discuss the basics of global warming, what its impacts are on the Earth, and how it can be controlled or slowed down. And here's a graph of the amounts of carbon dioxide in the air over the last 400,000 years, and as you can see now, it's the highest it's been ever. Global warming is a major and growing problem on Earth that has been created by human activity. There is scientific proof that the human activity has caused global warming, according to many government agencies and scientists. In the publication Scientific Consensus, Earth's Climate is Warming, written by NASA on July 29, 2016, it states that it is clear from extensive scientific evidence that the dominant cause of rapid change in the climate of the past half century is human-induced increases in the amount of atmospheric greenhouse gases, including carbon dioxide, chlorofluorocarbons, methane, and nitrous oxide. When all these greenhouse gases get trapped in the atmosphere, they trap the sun's heat instead of releasing it into space. As a result, the Earth's temperature increases. This process does happen naturally, but human activity has accelerated it. The world's largest producer of greenhouse gases is China, but here are some stats on the United States. Amanda McMillan from the NRDC states in her article Global Warming 101, published on December 21, 2016, that the United States' largest producer of CO2 emissions is the burning of fossil fuels for electricity, which dumps 2 billion tons of carbon dioxide into the air per year, whereas the transportation sector of the United States dumps 1.7 billion tons per year. As you can see, a lot of carbon dioxide is put into the air each year, and the impacts are easily seen. Impacts of global warming. Global warming has had many major impacts on the Earth and humans so far, and many more to come if it continues. As it is stated in the publication Climate Change Basic Information by the EPA on January 17, 2017, the Earth's average temperature has risen 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit in the last 100 years. And this causes more frequent, intense, dangerous storms, droughts, heat waves, floods, and wildfires. And because of those, it will lead to more widespread damage to infrastructure and property. All of these problems can and will contribute to the rising prices of goods such as food due to damage in agricultural areas along the coast and in the plains. The impacts of global warming has on the Earth and humans will be disastrous and will continue to get there as the years go by if nothing stops it. Global warming is not a permanent problem, but there is many ways it can be controlled or slowed down. Stopping global warming is as simple as preventing what causes it, which is greenhouse gas emissions. Forests play a key role in helping reverse the process of global warming. Forests are the second largest carbon sink on the planet besides oceans. Controlling and stopping deforestation will help keep carbon sinks alive to help trap it out of the air. Some ways to help reduce greenhouse gas emissions is to use clean renewable energy such as wind, hydro, solar power, and to help reduce the amount of fossil fuels burned. According to the article Global Warming Stop Deforestation, published in 2017 by the EPA, forests are very efficient for trapping carbon dioxide out of the air. They account for 10% of the Earth's carbon dioxide sink, which can store it for hundreds of years till it is released or burned. Forests are the most important and fragile carbon sink on Earth, even though the oceans are the largest sinks on the planet. Most aspects of global warming are backed by science, but are still much more to be known yet. Global warming is an ever-growing, human-caused problem that threatens the health of the Earth and all life that exists. There are many impacts on the Earth that will continue to happen unless something changes in the way the Earth is treated. Even though global warming is a potentially dangerous problem threatening our Earth that was created by humans, it is not a permanent problem and can be stopped. Okay, now, anybody have any questions?
How can you stop global warming yourself?
Some ways to stop global warming yourself would be like carpooling or walking and biking as much as possible instead of driving, and also like using less electricity, so like keep turning lights off whenever you're not using them and stuff like that.
How does it affect wildlife?
Global warming effect is going to affect wildlife drastically. The heating of the earth changes all the weather patterns, as well as with the change in the weather patterns, it's like melting the sea ice. Like in the Arctic, all the ice is melting. So like polar bears and penguins are losing their habitat, so they're dying off. And as well like the floods and wildfires, it's destroying habitat as well all across the country and the world.
How serious of a threat is global warming to the planet?
It's a very serious problem if nothing is done to stop it. In the future, like if oceans rise and stuff, there'd be a lot of property damage, and humans will be displaced and have to find new places to live.
Is there any correlation between the deforestation in South America compared to when this all started?
Yeah, because I think there's like I watched a video, something like 10 or it's like 100 some acres a day is like torn out in South America. So that's a lot of trees that are lost, which absorbs the carbon dioxide and stores it till it's burned. Then once it's burned, it gets released. But so eventually, if that keeps going, then there won't be anywhere for the carbon to go besides in the ocean. The oceans are getting damaged too by the heating up of the earth too. So
Who's most at risk of property damage from sea level change?
the people at most risk are the people on the coast anywhere in the world that live in like close to sea level, as well as anyone that lives on islands like Indonesia and like in the Caribbean that live right on the coast. Once the sea level rises, the whole islands will be covered with water, and then they will have nowhere to live.